Alright. That's done. Start streaming. Okay, stream's on. Let me go ahead and post the link on Twitter and stuff. I'm gonna cut it. So, for the YouTube people, please leave a like and the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter to stop it right. And follow me on Twitter or Twitch. Twitch.tv/TheStopper57. Please do. Today we are recording. Well, we're watching random videos from random people. I have a horror SFM right here for us. Let me go to my blue sky and let me add everyone on my Discord. Everyone, join the stream. Isn't gonna cut it. I just love you. I love you. Sorry, it's stuck in my head. So, half the screen is Pokemon Flux, and the other half is the video. Let me move this over to here so I can see the chat. The stream. All right. Howdy. Welcome in. I'm just preparing stuff right now. Yorix. Oops. Open something. My bad. How you doing, gang? Oh, shoot. I just noticed how low my microphone volume was. Why did it lower that much? Alright. What's good, gang? Alright. I'm good. Got a freaking shiny hunt for, DRAXEE in this game. It's a freaking Pokemon. And, it's insane. Because this poor female DRAXEE is getting taken from the back. If I go to my eggs right now, if I open my PC, I'll go... Yo. Shadow, stop, bro. Look at how many eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bro, that poor DRAXEE. That poor DRAXEE is getting ransacked. Oh, God. Oh, God. Alright, so I got the video up. Let me equip my bike. I got 2 more eggs to open up here. Let me get my bicycle. Alright, so we're just gonna go down to the daycare and go back and forth. She doesn't have another egg on her yet. See, I can tell when she steps forward. When she takes a step forward, that's when she has another egg. Okay. Let me look something up real quick. Let me open up the stream. on my creator dashboard to see if everything's going good, going Gucci. Stream manager. Not twice in one day. Shadow Hunter. Shadow, you ass. Who is this? Oh, is that Light? Got you. Shut the hell up, you freaking jerk. Alright. Open this. Well, it's true, because this poor freaking dude is getting ramsacked by a level 60 Pokemon. It's true! She's getting ramsacked, dude. I swear to God. Bro, that's like the 88th egg. I'm gonna have boxes full of eggs. And then I'm gonna sell them to everyone that I know. Alright, let's... How do you
A single day added onto my sentence meant the difference between a normal jail and the unending nightmare of Pembina prison.
Huh?
I was supposed to get 364 days. That was the deal. But the judge didn't like my attitude.
Nah, she's just racist.
So he made it 365.
Damn.
Boom. 1 year was the minimum for prison. My lawyer made a stink and a half, but it didn't do any good. It's not his fault. In fact, he's the one who's going to release this statement to the press. Or leak it online if the Guardian Corrections group tries to get an injunction on us. People have to know what happened at Pembina prison. I'm going to put it right out there and tell you that it was haunted. You think I'm joking, nuts, or lying. But you have no idea.
You can freaking hear it through my microphone. That's not cool. Turn it up there. Cause you can hear the freaking thing through my mic. Do that. That.
Haunted.
Okay. I have freaking background crap off. Advanced audio properties. Audio monitoring. Monitor only, mute output. Oh. Hey. Oh. Ah! Off. That's not cool. Turn it up. I'm trying to like set it up. I'm trying to freaking I gotta like go to my settings and turn off the whatever the hell. Look, the freaking why? Cause I can't seem to make it so you don't hear the audio coming from my laptop from my mic unless I put my headphones on. Hold on. Let me put on my rusty, dusty ass headphones. Because then maybe, yeah, you can still hear me, which is good. But real question is, can you hear the video?
Prisons aren't anything like you imagine. Those places that...
Perfect. Well, now you can hear the video and not through my freaking microphone. I can hear it through my rusty, dusty headphones. If you're new to the stream, please drop a follow. That would be like amazing of y'all. Alright, let's go.
advertise themselves and give people tours are sick jokes compared to the real thing. It got so bad that you can actually look up GCG's official filings for Chapter 11.
Huh?
That shit put them out of business on their very first prison.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Poppycock. Leave me alone.
And right there on the briefs, using an early statute of North Dakota law from 1857 to file an insurance claim, it says, site of Pembina Prison confirmed by Governor's Office and 2 notary publics witnessing in person to be afflicted by the supernatural such that continued business is impossible. It wasn't the first time the prison was...
Why the hell is it open then? No. Like, we're a question. Why is it open? Why is the shop, the freaking prison, still open if it's haunted? Clinically proven haunted. How dumb y'all gotta be? Like, be honest here. How dumb?
Closed for that reason either. But leeches kept buying it.
Of course.
And reopening it, hoping to make a quick buck off the common man. And I was shoved into that hellhole without knowing the history even a single bit. Don't get me wrong, the building itself wasn't so bad, especially for something straight out of 1853. It was a large stone cube that was squat, heavy, and cramped. We could see a lot of the cells around us. There was only one main hallway per floor, and we were close enough to pass things between the bars and have some real human interaction. It could have been worse. There were 5 floors and capacity for 500 prisoners. When I first got there, I had a bunch of cellmates, and I heard there were 2,000 guys locked up, and I believed it. But that soon changed. I didn't talk to anyone for the first 3 weeks. I had never been to real prison before, and I was messed up over it. I didn't want to accept that I would be in that place and stuck with 3 other guys in my cell for an entire year. The whole prison seemed full of feral men. The bottom floor would start screaming and hollering and panicking in the middle of the night all at once.
Tweakers.
We were on the top floor, but we could hear their screams echoing through that open old layout like they were right next to us. I just thought the prisoners on the bottom floor were...
Hey, shut the hell up down there. We're trying to sleep. bro, that's what I do, bro. Shut the hell up. We're trying to sleep.
We're all nothing.
Bro.
Until the guards weren't there to wake us up the first day of my 4th week.
Huh?
When I woke up in my corner without some guard banging on the bars of our cells, I finally had to talk.
In your corner?
I asked one of my cellmates, Dante, what was going on.
Dante.
And I'll never forget the fear.
That is not a Dante.
Something that should have made us all incredibly happy.
Believe me, I'm a professional.
The guards are all gone, man.
Pog?
The prisoners were talking quietly between the cells, and loudly between the floors through various whispers and shouts. But the most we could figure out was that something on the first floor had made them all quiet in protest. Sure, must have been the crazies screaming like that during the...
Who names their white kid Dante? White. Pure white. Nah, they don't even say white. They say white. Are we talking serious? Oh, the lights just turned on. That scared me. Oh, God. What does Gert mean? What?
The night, right? Except
Yo, I don't
a
understand.
word from the bottom floor.
No habla
It was
español.
dead silent down there. The guys on the second called out for hours. Someone was down there, they said, because they could hear shuffling footsteps walking around at random every so often.
Oh, hell no, they're just beating.
But whoever it was never said a single word. That was the...
Whoever, let them pleasure themselves in peace. Hey, you can't stop them. Shadow, you're gonna freaking take that out of context, aren't you? You're so taking that out of context.
First time
Okay.
mentioned the crazy stories from the first
Damn it.
floor. He muttered that he hoped none of that was true.
What?
But
That
when
they
I
beat
asked
at
him
night?
about it, he just shook his head. Nothing, man. None of it ever made any sense.
Your mama
We were
never
a
made any
little
sense.
worried as the day wore on and nobody came to let us out for breakfast. And then nobody came to let us out for lunch.
I do not know how to moderate people. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to moderate people. Who are you? Are you light? I'm from like Discord light? Alright. Okay, how do I mod? Okay, I'm gonna mod both of you. Pin message, reply. Oh, mod. I figured it out. I figured it out. Just took a little bit of investigation. Alright, y'all are modded. What's good, gang? I'm above the law now. That's crazy. Nah, you're not above me, though. You ain't above me, though. I'll take out the band hammer. You're cooked. No slurs. No slurs. I mean it.
The time we usually got to spend outside in the yard came and went.
Down.
And people began getting restless. In the cell to our left,
Wait, no, I'm a good
Dante's
boy.
friend Will
Oh,
began
hey, yo,
telling
no.
the guys to pass the word that we should all calm down and start sharing any food we had holed away. I remember asking Dante, is it really that bad? They've denied meals and yard time for a day or two before, he told me. But the other two guys in our cell didn't look convinced.
Oh, hell no.
One of them said, but not like this. They made damn sure we...
Why does he look like that? He sounds like he'd wear glasses and have buck teeth.
We knew
Sorry.
what we did. They never just up and left before. Someone then handed us pieces of crusty old bread through the bars. It was much appreciated. The new guards didn't show up for another full day. We got plenty of yard time that day from these new guys, but they seemed more confused than us. We all watched from a distance as Will asked the guard about what had happened.
That looks like a Will.
Shrugged. I don't know. GCG was paying a premium for fast hires, so I signed up. What about the other prisoners on the first floor? Will asked.
Oh, why
We
did you
could
look
hear
like
them
that?
shuffling around down there. We looked on the way out to the yard, but
Look, sir, they're just beating their meat, okay? They're like... You know those memes? She's standing on my MOV to like... JPEG? God damn it, bro. She's Stanley on my V to like MOV. You know what? She's Stanley on my MOV to NPC.
we couldn't see anyone.
I'm cooked.
The guard frowned.
This not out of
Nobody in
context.
there.
It's hard.
They all got transferred. Transferred? The hell's that mean? It means DOCR took him back. Returned to state custody since the company couldn't handle him. That made sense.
But
If the floor had been full...
hey, what's
Returned to state custody since the company couldn't handle him. That made sense.
hey? The guard tower's tweaking. What the hell's happening to the guard tower?
If the floor had been full of nut jobs, then North Dakota's first...
What do you mean?
local
Never mind. What
private
happened?
company hardly
It didn't
had
get the audio.
experience to
Oh
handle
damn.
them. But these new guys
You're like,
didn't even have the skills
good.
to handle us.
Ah.
There were half as many guards as before, and they didn't know the routines or who was the dangerous ones among us. As a result, they were distant, scared, and forceful. All except one guy,
Yes.
Kellen.
Duh, duh.
Kellen wasn't the first guard to treat us like human beings, but by then he was the only one around. He traded jokes while in the yard, never hit us, and looked us in the eyes when he talked. He went and found some paperwork to confirm the crazies had actually been transferred, but it took 3 months to get that info out of GCG. By
Alright.
the time he told us he had heard back, we had sort of forgotten the whole thing.
Okay, that's what I had seen.
2 nights later, maybe 2 hours past lights out, the guys on the 2nd floor began screaming.
Oh, hell no!
Dante leapt up and fell onto one of our
Hey, shut up! We trying to sleep! Oh, no, what? Hold on, I got a perfect clip for that. I got the perfect clip. Hold on.
Annie and June, sing! Open up, we want to come in. Open,
What?
Open, 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 open up.
Hey! Shut your ass up, I'm trying to sleep!
What? That's not the right one. I don't remember what it's like, but I know it was like, it's my money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now. Hey, shut your ass up, I'm asleep.
transfer. Wanted help. They were terrified of something in particular. But the uniforms charged past and headed in fast to handle us. There were half as many guards as before, and they didn't know the routines or who was the dangerous ones among us. As a result, they were distant,
Among Us?
scared, and forceful. All except one guy, Kellen.
The guy who has bullets literally around his entire body? I believe that.
Kellen wasn't the first guard to treat us like human beings, but by then he was the only
But
one
he
around.
shall be the last.
He traded jokes while in the yard, never hit us, and looked us in the eyes when he talked. He went and found some paperwork to confirm the crazies had actually been transferred, but it took 3 months to get that info out of GCG. By the time he told us he had heard back, we had sort of forgotten the whole thing. 2 nights later,
Dude, this freaking poor DRAXEE is getting ransacked even in the middle of the night, bruh. Oh my god.
maybe 2 hours past lights out, the guys on the 2nd floor began screaming.
Hey, shut your ass up, I'm trying to
Dante
sleep.
leapt up and fell onto one of our cellmates and grabbed him before shouting, "Shit, must be a fire." Other guys in our row began banging on the bars and shouting for the guards, but the uniforms charged past and headed downstairs without talking to us. We could hear them
They're dead.
shouting orders from down below, and then yelling at the
Another one.
confusion.
Oh my god.
The prisoners' screams were clearer coming from the 2nd. And it sounded like they were terrified of something in particular and wanted help.
They're cooked.
The sounds of gates being slammed and people running reached us after about 10 minutes of shouting, and then it was silent. We sat in the dark waiting and listening until morning. When the new
Hey!
team came in, they were surprised.
Hey, are you allowed to type that?
and Kellen
Light!
came by to ask
Light!
what happened. We told him what we knew. We had shown
Yo!
up and
Yeah!
saw open gates and an empty 2nd floor. There was no indication what had happened.
Okay,
He promised to
I know you had to take one for the team. You had to take one for the team. But I could have gotten one of my black friends to it, dude. I'm making sure no one can chat it. Okay. You're good then. You're good. You're good. Bro. Don't. Anyone else in chat, don't mind that. Shout out
check
to ignoring it.
corporate and figure out if the absent prisoners had all been rapidly transferred again.
Well, it tells me, dude.
Helen was looking at it.
It tells me, dog.
Find out who the hell is walking around down there at night.
Yes.
Helen blinked at that.
Press B, guys. Press B for shiny. Give me the look.
I don't know what I could do, but what do you mean? The prisoners are gone.
Huh?
I told him fiercely.
Oh, hell no.
But the guys on the 3rd floor said they still
That's not a shiny.
maybe 2 or 3 someones shuffling their feet every hour.
It wasn't a
of the
shiny.
morning. I guess
Alright.
I could go look right now. Dante reached through the bars and grabbed his uniform, something which usually warranted a beating. Listen, do not go down there by yourself. Stay in the stairwell unless someone's there with you. Helen nodded fearfully. It looked like he finally understood how spooked we
Oh my god, look at how many eggs there are.
Dante let go. But Nothing more came of it for a whole season. The night shift had quit, and more guards got hired at an even higher pay.
Oh
Helen and another unit
my
scoped out
God.
the first 2 floors, but found nothing.
What's good, Light? What?
Dante
What
thought
happened?
it was because they were looking
Okay, I got
at
4
the dead,
views. 4
but
views.
he wasn't about to ask our
No one saw it at blogs.
assistance.
Okay, good. Only mods. Alright, good. New viewers, don't ask. Just don't ask. Please drop a follow, please. Okay, take out. Wait, now I look schizophrenic. Both of us look schizophrenic.
Will offered the guard racing past $100 from his commissary account if the man would come back and tell him what was going on. Dante listened intently, trying to hear individual screams coming from the 3rd floor over everyone.
Hey, shut myself. I'm trying to sleep.
I wrote down any words he thought he heard. What I wrote down: Jesus Christ, killing him, God, let us out, coming this way.
Is what?
We weren't as scared when it was happening because we had lived through it twice before, but this time, the long-term fear was much deeper. Now, we knew for sure that it was going to happen again, and any prisoners that had the means began lawyering up, and doing everything they could to transfer to other prisons, even if it meant worse conditions. The problem was, the North Dakota prison system was already overflowing, which was the whole reason GCG got started.
Bro, the light! What's going
So
on?
every guy that got out meant it was much harder for both of us. Both of our cellmates transferred, giving us more space, so that was nice. But it was small consolation. Apparently, word had started to spread on the outside, and GCG's solution, instead of paying the guards even more, was to stop having a night shift at all, except for just one poor guy. Helen was a bit miffed.
I'm quitting.
He hadn't gotten a raise out of the whole thing, but he was starting to believe us that something was going on. By then, he had been around a while, and he knew we weren't bullshitters. And too many other prisoners had told them they had heard someone walking around on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors at random during the night. It was just a few steps, sometimes as many as 20, but it only happened every so often, and only once it had been long enough that you thought it had finally stopped for good. One guy on the 4th floor
Oh, why did it turn black?
said he heard a full run from one end of the 3rd floor hallway to the other, clear enough that he expected a guard to come charging up the stairwell, but nobody appeared. He bashed his skull on the prison walls and got transferred out on medical leave the next day, so we took him seriously. And that was enough to get Kellen to start doing some research on the outside. He came to us in the 7th month of my sentence with a pale face. Beside us at the bars, Will asked, "What's the word?" Kellen seemed grim. "A lot of bullshit out there, but this place is mentioned a lot. It's been closed before, but I keep getting stonewalled when I ask for the historical documents. Thing is, I don't think the prison itself is the problem. Get this." He pulled out a notepad for reference. 2 Canadian priests, Fathers Norbert Preventure and Sever Demoulin, visited Pembina in 1818, before it was even an official township. That was back when the Hudson's Bay Company was big around these parts. That's how long ago it was. Pembina was the biggest town in North Dakota then, so the trading post was full at the time. So the priests chose to sleep outside where the Pembina River meets the Red River. The folktale has it that the vision of a rotting woman...
I don't know if that's not a word, but I freaking try to get a thing
The 2 men
to,
bartered with her to split the remaining life between...
I try to get a thing to where I can, get follower notifications. So someone follows me. So, speaking of, drop a follow. Please, drop a follow.
them, and signing both to live only 35 more years, instead
damn.
of the 70 Sever had left. Sever got an extra month and 20 days as a gift from his friend for his sacrifice. Helen paused as if we might guess the obvious outcome. They both died.
Damn.
35 years later.
Crazy.
I knew Pembina Prison had a horrible problem, but that didn't mean I had to believe
I know you did. Thank you, Light.
Let me guess, a month and 20 days apart. Kellen nodded. Dante snorted. "It's true, man," Kellen insisted. "The dates of death are right there on the Wikipedia. But get this. 35 years after 1818 made their death year 1853, the year this prison was built.
Oh hell
Place they
no.
camped that night, by the meeting of the rivers. I wasn't sure what it meant, but
Well.
it's here.
Look what we have here.
He was dead serious. I think there's something here. Something ancient. I asked a guy I know. He's got Chippewa relatives over at Turtle Mountain. They know the history of Red River better than anyone else. He said his uncle told him never to sleep at the meeting of Red River and Pembina River. He said something lives there, under the ground, and awakens with the changing of the seasons.
Oh hell no.
We were silent for a beat after that. It was folktale nonsense, but it was as good a theory as any. Whatever it was going to come back. And it wasn't friendly. Will talked to Kellen for another few minutes, but Dante was silent. After he was gone, I asked him what was wrong. He sat on one of the now unused bunks and told me, I got another 5 years in here, and I ain't got no money for a lawyer. Your sentence will be up before it reaches us, and I'll be here alone. Will it? There was no way to be sure. It'll be back in 2 months for the 4th floor, and then 3 months after that for us. I could get out a week before or a day too late. It doesn't seem to be exact. He simply stared at the floor. What I mean is, I do hope you get out before it comes.
Pause.
I replied. I wasn't sure what else to say after that, so I just sat in my corner like I always did. It wasn't too much after that we heard GCG was going under. The mad rush of transfers had pissed off the state and lost the company a vital contract for a second location, and investors had pulled out or something. The number of guards was cut, then slashed, and Kellen took a pay hit to stay on as the only guard on the day shift. There's only 2 prisoners left on the 4th floor. He told the 20 of us remaining as the general week we expected it to happen approached. I feel like I should stay late just to see what the hell is going on down there. But the former guards I asked about it are all terrified as hell and refuse to talk.
I wonder
Some
why.
even got violent just because I asked. It's cool, Will told him.
They must be schizophrenic. What are we doing?
You got a kid at home. Don't be here for it. The 20 of us left on the 5th floor sat in our cells once night fell, praying and listening.
Are you a Roblox fanatic?
Brother.
It's a brand new way for you.
Is this how freaking Moist Critical feels now that he can't freaking block ads? This must be how Moist Critical feels.
On Monday night, nothing happened. The 2 guys down below occasionally shouted up to us that everything was clear. On Tuesday night, nothing happened. The strain was growing though, and we could sometimes hear them breathing rapidly down there. I could only imagine the adrenaline rushing through them every minute until dawn. On Wednesday,
Until dawn?
nothing happened. Yet, something had changed in the air. The prison was much quieter now that 2,000 men had become 22.
Damn.
I could feel a subtle sort of heartbeat in the air, pounding against reality.
I'm hiding on the toilet. I'm gonna be honest. The toilet, they can't see from the. They can't look in and see you from the toilet because there's a wall right next to it. I'm hiding on the toilet.
Reality like it was a thin sheet of paper.
God.
It's just your imagination, Dante whispered. None of us were willing to speak any louder than that. On Thursday night, the heartbeat became a feeling of footsteps, approaching from a great distance. Guys? Will shouted from his cell. You good down there? Still here, one responded from down below.
No. No. Why? Why remove the toilet? Oh, hello?
What's that supposed to mean? But the voice from below did not respond. Friday night. That was the night it would happen. All day, the 2 guys on the 4th floor pulled and clanged at their bars, begging to be let out. Kellen was torn. After 2 hours of listening to that pleading, he came up with an idea and transferred both of them up to our floor. If nobody's on 4, then we'll all be safe, right? Out
Nope.
loud we agreed, but we were kidding ourselves. When the night guard showed up, he freaked. and took the two men back down.
Ah.
He said out loud what we were all thinking.
If nobody's on 4, then it'll just come right to 5 and get us all. What the hell was Kellen thinking?
We had to listen to hours of sobbing that evening. It was the hardest trial of my life.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Hey, such a
call out to the night guard. I wanted to ask them to get those men out of there. But if I did, I knew whatever was coming would find all of us instead.
Oh, hell no.
The moment it happened was like a cold hand on my shoulder. What's going on down there? Dante shouted.
We're being touchy to property.
It's changing.
What?
Will demanded. What's happening? Tell us. It's red.
Red?
It's red.
What's red?
What do you mean clipped? Shadowhunter, what? What did I say? Wait, what did I say? Wait. Shadowhunter, what did I say? Wait, what did I say? I didn't say anything weird, did I? No, what the hell did I say? I said, I was going to freaking say the famous Dave from the Cub Scouts line. Hey, strip myself, I'm trying to sleep. That's all I was gonna say. What did I do? All in favor of banning Shadowhunter, leave a like. I'm kidding. What did he do? I wasn't here. I don't know either, Light. I don't know either. It's like I'm schizophrenic, so.
Will yelled insistently.
God damn it, what's red?
Bet.
We stared down the hallway at the night guard.
My mom.
Who stood listening in fear. The screaming began a few seconds later. This time, only one floor above, we could clearly hear every word. The sobbing prisoner shrieked.
Oh my god.
It's there. It's there. The man who had been communicating with us incoherently began raging with fear against his bars.
Shut up.
Then, strangely, he stopped. The 20 of us clung to our bars, unable to help, unable to flee. Many of us cried, but we were otherwise silent. For to yell would be to drown out the last words of the men below. But they were eerily quiet for nearly 2 hours. We waited in strange silence as random footsteps traversed the 4th floor every so often.
Oh no. Diddy's down
For
there.
the first time, the victims of whatever was going on down below had chosen to be quiet instead of yelling for help. Why would that make things different? At long last, the sobbing man broke the silence. Oh my god, it's coming your way. Shut up. It'll see you. Distracted. Hit the bars. The sound of clanging echoed up the stairwell.
Oh no, heavy?
The sobbing man said with terror. It knows, it knows. Jesus Christ, do something. We were no longer silent. We echoed that sentiment, loudly and repeatedly to the guard. Do something. He just stood there, literally.
What did I do? What?
What's going on down there? Dante shouted.
We're being touchy to pump. Oh my god! Oh hell no, bro! Oh my god! I spat all over my screen. Oh my god! I spat all over my screen. Oh my god! Yo! 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 Oh no! Oh no! Brother! We're being touched in the property. I found what? Send it, send it, send it, send it, send it. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's still spit all over this freaking corner of my screen, bruh. Oh my god.
Really quaking in his boots. Will shouted at him. Snap out of it. The other guards and prisoners got away. You can too. Whatever it is, it won't follow you if you let them out and leave. Then
What is? Those freaking... We're being touched appropriate.
It's time to make me laugh. I told you.
713.
I need it now. It's my money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now. Hey, shut your ass up. I'm trying to sleep.
That's what I was looking for. It's my money and I need it now.
Confident. I like that. It's my money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now. Hey, shut your ass up. I'm trying to sleep.
Indeed, I am dying.
Very confident. I like that.
I'm gonna leave it
Then I chimed
for later.
They're gonna die down there.
I'm gonna close it.
Dante
Actually.
threw his shoe and the impact finally snapped the man out of his terror. The guard ran to the stairwell and descended. The first thing we heard him say was a
Oh my
take.
god, what's wrong?
Mary, Mother of Christ.
Huh?
The sobbing man spoke again. Over here. For God's sake, please let us out. The other prisoner wasn't talking for some reason.
He's
We
dead.
could hear his gasping terror, but that too went quiet. Then we heard a buzzer.
He's
All
dead.
the gates on 4 slammed loudly open. The sounds of panting, running, and someone dragging something followed. The prison went silent. And just like that,
Facts.
we were alone again. The formerly crowded prison now felt terrifyingly large and empty with only 20 of us and no guards. That night, the unmistakable sound of footsteps echoed from down below. I counted time as best I could. 40 minutes. Then someone took 3 steps out of a cell and into the hallway. An hour and 6
So I gotta
minutes.
freaking do one at a time.
Someone
I
ran
might have to
down
do
the
one at a
stairs along
time.
the
Hold
hallway
on.
and stopped abruptly. 28 minutes. The footsteps approached the stairwell, but then turned into a cell and went silent.
Love games, but hate the grind? With WeMod,
Nice.
invincible, unimaginably wealthy, or even teleport.
Godly, dude.
WeMod is the #1 app for PC game modding, and it's completely free. Now you can modify your games
Store.
easily and safely to have the perfect experience for you. Whether you want to bypass tough levels, skip grinding, or enhance your gameplay, WeMod can help.
I don't care, WeMod.
The thing was, whoever it was sounded good, and the starting and stopping locations didn't.
Exactly. I can't freaking skip it either.
Nowhere near where they began. By the time dawn came, we were scared into motionless, terrified sleep, and it took Kellen's arrival for us to begin sleeping again. With GCG and bankruptcy court, we no longer had a night guard at all. If it came for us, there would be nobody to let us out of our cells like everyone else.
Uh-oh.
We hardly talked, hardly ate. Each passing day was a grain of sand falling through an hourglass marking our
Oh, I didn't get the freaking...
Our fellows began confessing to crimes they hadn't even committed just to get transferred to Supermax out of state. The only option left. Well, that and the other option.
Ah!
One by one, Kellen escorted or dragged guys out of our floor. 20 became 15. Then 10. Then it was just me and Dante, with Will still in the cell to our left. The 3 of us and Kellen. 4 men awaiting doom. We sat playing card games in the weeks leading up to it. It would be 1 full year for me in that place, but I could swear I had spent a lifetime in that cell. I couldn't think, couldn't remember life before, couldn't imagine surviving after.
What do you mean? What do you mean, light? What do you mean? I might play that. I might. I got a long list.
Every day I prayed for a transfer to come in. But North Dakota had gotten sick of our shit, and the judges had stopped hearing cases from Pembina Prison. They didn't know there were only 3 of us left. Nobody knew. We contacted the media. We phoned the governor's office. We made a ruckus. That was probably worse than nobody knowing. Because it turned out, nobody cared.
Damn.
Also, there was nobody higher up at GCG following the situation, and Kellen couldn't get anybody on the phone. Payroll, meaning just his paycheck, was being handled by a third-party disbursement company that couldn't answer any questions about ongoing proceedings. The week approached. On Monday night, nothing happened. We were like statues in our cells, alone, waiting for a sign of the executioner's approach. When dawn came, we sighed and began moving again. Dante asked, "You get out Friday?" I nodded. If things went like the day before, I would be released the day of. As long as I left before sundown, I would be alright. On Tuesday night, nothing happened. 2 for 2. Just one more. Just one more day.
Let me look something
I
up.
sat through that darkness until... No. The feeling of the prison had changed around us. A subtle heartbeat began to pulse against our faces and ears and eyes. It had come a day earlier in the week than last time.
Oh, shoot.
That morning, Will patted my arm as we both leaned out of the bars. "Sorry, man." Dante just shook his head angrily. I wasn't going to get out in time. On Wednesday night, the heartbeat became the sound of footsteps.
Okay, so I can have multiple eggs. It's just that I'm freaking being
I think I
impatient.
stood at the bars of our cell that entire day, fingers wrapped around metal, forced to match the tension in the air and in our minds. This couldn't happen. This
Let
wouldn't.
me go freaking...
My lawyer would walk in and tell me that he had gotten the judge's unfair addition of an extra day removed. One day. One goddamn day. Even if I had spent the whole year in this prison, one day still meant life or death. Let me out. Let me the hell out, for God's sake. But nobody cared. And nobody would listen. I'd like to tell you that Kellen stayed late that night. I'd like to tell you that when the entire floor began to glow red, the hallway, the cells, the stone itself, as whatever ungodly abomination in the earth, began to wake from the changing of the season. As distant footsteps became a traveler at the door of our minds. I'd like to tell you that Kellen was there and hit the button and opened the gates to let us all out. I'd like to tell you that I didn't see anything. And that I'm not permanently a broken
Hide
man.
behind the toilet.
I didn't claw at the walls of my cell as it slowly approached, moving a few steps every 20 to 70 minutes. I'd like to tell you that all 3 of us were able to run away and escape that horror upon reality, with its writhing hands and blind eyes radiating crimson light as it searched for us at random. But I can't give you a satisfying end to this story. The disbursement company fired Kellen and changed the locks on the property.
What?
According to their paperwork, all the prisoners had been moved, and they thought he had been getting paid for guarding an empty prison. They left us in there for 11 days before the error was found, which meant 11 nights with that thing. For 11 days we starved. For 11 nights we sat absolutely still, not daring to move or breathe or even look.
What happened? What do you mean, Shadowhunter? What? What did I miss? Get away from the water.
Left or right. It knew where we were generally. It stood right outside of our cells for hours, and sometimes walked right through the bars and grasped at the beds around us, daring us to make even the slightest motion. When you've spent 6 hours staring into the blind crimson eyes of a rotting demon, unable to blink your eyes for fear that it will hear the air your lashes move.
What?
When you've seen what it's seen.
Oh, hell no!
As it had to walk reflected in hellish red. Will you understand?
Oh, I didn't say
No
anything.
one cares. I'd like to tell you that I wasn't traumatized by the hell I went through.
Oh, hell no.
before Rock,
You bugging.
and left to die as nothing more than a number on some corporation's books. But no one cares.
Womp womp. Like, what are we talking about? Logs on the lookout. I am not watching that full thing. The 8th floor. This is all by Plant, by the way. Plant over on YouTube.
I was staying at a hotel in Chicago, Illinois during a business trip, and I was going to stay for the whole weekend. It was an older hotel, one that still used small keys rather than keycards to enter the rooms. I didn't mind. It seemed like a nice getaway from the onslaught of technology. When I checked into the hotel, it was completely packed. A nasty storm had rolled in, stranding many tourists and canceling flights. No more rooms were available, and many people were being turned away because of the lack of vacancy. When I approached the front desk to check in, I noticed that all the keys for the rooms on the 8th floor were still on the wall. Not a single key was missing. It seemed odd that an entire floor would be vacant when so many people were all clamoring
Okay, yeah.
to check in and get
Yeah, they're all opening.
I could see the clerk was stressing out, and he
I
was
just gotta
ready to
freaking
just
walk.
give up and go home, so I tried to lighten the mood a little bit. Kinda weird, isn't it? What is? The clerk asked. How everybody on the 8th floor is missing. The clerk gave me an odd look, and his face paled. What do you know about the 8th floor?
I know your mama went there.
What? Oh, nothing.
My bad.
I answered honestly, a little embarrassed that my attempt to lighten the mood backfired. I just noticed that all the keys for the 8th floor were still behind the desk. The clerk blushed a little and tried to laugh it off. Oh yes.
Oh,
I
Hannah.
see now.
Raising him up?
You
Hello?
went back to checking me in and handing me my keys to the room on the
Oh,
9th
jeez.
floor. Enjoy your stay. I will. Thanks. I awkwardly accepted the key
Slash
and grabbed
there.
my bag, heading for the elevator. Just like the lobby, the elevator was also packed. It was difficult to stand next to so many strangers so close by, let alone enter and exit a small car.
Alright, chat, let's see.
I struggled to reach and press the button for the 9th floor, but I managed to see over the crowd of people and reach the button panel. It was then that I noticed that the button seemed to be missing a floor. 8. That's funny, I thought out loud. I wonder why there's no button for the 8th floor. But no one in the elevator reacted.
Light work, no reaction.
They were too preoccupied and didn't hear me.
Raising her up, raising her up, raising her up.
Once I finally got to my floor, I checked into
Check
my
the
room.
riz, check the riz.
I took a moment to relax and unwind on the bed. I had to give a presentation tomorrow and I needed to be alert. I decided to go to bed early that night and to practice my speech a few times to make sure I sounded confident. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, and stood in front of the bathroom mirror as I practiced my sales pitch a few times. A strange groaning sound from the room beneath me got my attention. It sounded like there was a man.
Hey, that's just post-nut clarity. Hey, that's just post-nut clarity, bro. Hey, that's just PNC. Hey, it's just PNC. Hey, that's how it be sometimes. That's how it be sometimes. That's how it be. It got you in the feels. You freaking crying, bro. It takes a lot out of you.
Man in pain or upset.
Upset because PNC.
The groaning from the lower floor continued on, growing louder and louder by the minute. Angrily, I
Is it bad that I imagine the groaning to sound like that one Plankton meme? Probably.
stomped on the floor as hard as I could and shouted, "Hey buddy, you okay down there?" There was no response, and the groaning had stopped. Satisfied that the man realized he was making too much noise, I continued to practice my speech. Just as I finished the first half of my speech, the groaning began again.
They flood repairs
Oh my god, my game's lagging.
Can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.
Really? A 15-second ad? Hell no! Slash day.
Sure, I sounded confident. Oh? Do you got a response from a young woman and her new husband?
Raising the huzz.
I politely tried.
They're saying that again.
Do you guys hear that noise in the room below us? No. The woman sounded more confused than grouchy at this point. We haven't heard anything until you pounded on our door. Oh, sorry.
As you see, we were busy making out.
Embarrassed. Must be the pipes of something then. I tried to think of a possible alternate explanation so I didn't seem like a crazy person. Well, I'll just call management then. Sorry. Have a good night. The couple shut the door.
Clipped what?
I returned to my room where the groaning noise continued. I picked up the phone on the small table next to the bed and called the front desk to complain about the noise. When I mentioned that it sounded like a room beneath me, a room on the 8th floor, the man who answered the phone suddenly got quiet.
Sir, there's no one checked in that room. It must be someone on the 9th floor.
No.
Oh no! It was that dude and his new wife. He found out. He found out her name used to be Paul. He found out her name used to be Paul. Pauline. Hey, I used to be Paul.
It's not coming
oh
from
my
the wall.
god,
It's
bruh.
Well,
the man sounded rattled, and I could sense that he was trying to think of an explanation to get me to hang up.
I'll call in the maintenance crew. It's probably just a leaky pipe or a problem with the heating duct.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, I said as I hung up the phone.
Or Diddy's over there.
For an instant.
Oh my god. Why is it lagging so much? It's probably your fault, Bronson.
To try and block out the sound, but it wasn't enough.
I know you don't.
I walked back into the bathroom and turned on the shower, and the sink was blast, hoping the running water would drown out the noise, and it only helped a little bit. I sat on the bathroom floor trying to think of a way to get some sleep, but I didn't have any other options. All the rooms were full, I couldn't request a new room, and there was no way another hotel would have any vacancy during this storm. Suddenly, the pipes on the shower began rattling violently. The shaking was so strong that it caused the shower to sputter as it continued to run. The sound was like thunder inside the walls, and combined with the thunder outside the hotel as well as the pouring rain.
Okay. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Well, that poor DRAXEE continues getting ramsacked. I'm gonna head to the Badlands pipeline. Because over here is where... yeah, where these guys are at. And I believe... yeah, there's a freaking straight shot right here. I can just keep going around this.
It sounded like there was a freight train barreling down the tracks right at me. I left my room, getting my keys and my phone. I made my way to the elevator so I could lodge a complaint in the lobby. As soon as I stepped inside the elevator, I remembered that the 8th floor couldn't be accessed. The number wasn't an option. I then remembered that all the keys for the 8th floor were still behind the desk at the lobby. How could anyone...
no, I'm kidding. JK. It'll be just easier over here. I'm just getting bored. It's my ADHD.
...and check into a room on the 8th floor. Curious, I exited the elevator and made my way for the stairs. I walked down the stairwell from the 9th floor and directly onto the 7th.
I'm gonna go up here because it's lagging as hell down there.
I told myself. I walked back up the stairs and double-checked the floor number. Sure enough, just like the elevator, there was no floor open. I walked up and down the staircase a few times trying to figure out what was going on.
We had our first date.
when I noticed
Young
a
love.
small imperfection
That's when I was a girl.
almost to the doorway that led onto the 7th floor.
Reminds me of when I was a girl. You're a dude. Trans. Hello. But you don't believe me. There's no contest you don't see. Angling for a win in the fish contest? I got a tip for you. Pokemon has the sticky hold or suction cups. It'll make it easier to land a catch. What? Yeah, it's not lagging at all over here.
I checked and realized that it was a gap. A gap between a hidden door and its door frame. Using my fingertips, I pried open the door and found a small staircase leading back up one flight. Up to the otherwise
Lags? You or an asshole? And my game's frozen.
Dusty, like no one had used this passageway in years. I used the screen on my phone to light my way as I made my way up through the secret staircase. There was another door at the top of the stairs.
Shadow, you are
hidden,
an ass.
actually easily accessible. The door was numbered 8. Opening the door, I found myself on the 8th floor and alone. I could just feel it. There was no one else on this floor with me.
Hey, if you're new to the stream, drop a follow, drop a follow, drop a follow.
Not even the exit signs were lit up. I continued to use my phone as I walked down the hallway, checking each door as I passed. They were all locked, that is, except for one door. The unlocked door was for the room directly beneath mine. I knocked once, just trying to make sure no
Shameless plug. You are a jerk.
I opened the door, still trying to figure out why this door was the only one unlocked, and found myself standing in a room that mirrored my
Because that's Sean Diddy Combs' house. Ooh, he's gonna get the baby oil. Ooh, he's gonna touch it. Shameful plug. I never knew. Okay, y'all. I wish I knew.
No power on
I
this
wish I knew you wanted me. I
floor.
wish I knew.
But I did. Hello? Is anyone in here?
Sean Diddy Combs, better run away.
Nothing responded. I went over to the phone and picked it up, but the line was dead. The amount of dust and cobwebs told me that there was no one in this room, and no one had been for quite some time. But I still felt the need to look around.
Ouch.
I opened the door to the bathroom.
You know what? You know what I can do? I can just freaking wait until daytime.
There was a bathtub in the
Da
room.
da 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 da.
The water was at the top of the tub.
That's not water. That's baby oil. That's baby oil. No.
Still using my phone to light my way.
Yeah, look at all these. These are all freaking close to hatching. Let's go.
They look like a man.
Ah.
A dead man.
Oh. Oh, hell
I
no.
moved my phone over the tub and I stared down into the still water.
Bro, did he freaking trapped him in the baby oil? And he chorked it so much he died. Bro, it's giving that one freaking SpongeBob story Patrick tells. He was so ugly that everyone died. What was I gonna do? Alright, skip time. Oh no, what clip is it? 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. Oh no, what is this? Oh. What a shame, guess my lover was a snake. Ooh, he's gonna get the baby oil. Ooh, he's gonna touch. Bro, bro, if Internet City sees this, there's no chance I'm gonna ever get to talk to him, bro. I mean, Aaron follows me on Twitter. What's good, Aaron? You're probably never gonna say that, but okay.
As if he was France, trying to look at the dead man's face. As my senses slowly came back to me, the man's eyes opened and he looked.
Oh, hell no!
I fell back onto the floor, dropping my phone and losing my light.
He's haunted by the Diddy oil. He's haunted by the Diddy oil, chat.
A splash came from the tub, and I could feel cold water spilling onto the floor, soaking my clothes.
Run.
The sound of a heavy, wet footstep exited the tub. The second footstep was all the motivation I needed to get up and run. I bolted from my room, not caring about my phone or who the man was.
His hat's gone.
I ran down the hall, back through the door from whence I came. I ran down the stairs, all the way down to the lobby, and didn't stop until I collided with the front desk. Breathlessly, I tried to tell the clerk what I had seen, and that we needed to call the police.
You gotta put him in anaphylactic shock.
Not so much because there was a dead body in the hotel, but more like he was afraid of getting fired. Escorted me to the manager's office behind the desk. Sir, the clerk tried to sound calm and reassuring. What did you see exactly? I told him what I had seen.
I saw shirtless man. It's your favorite dream, Shadowhunter. Oh my god, bro, that's crazy. So, dude, I don't know what I saw. There was a shirtless man in a tub full of Diddy oil. He opened his eyes, freaking some white creamy ass liquid came out of his eyes. I don't know what's going on. Pause.
Seen and what I had heard. I showed him the wet spots on my clothing where the tub's water splashed onto me. I didn't care if I got arrested for trespassing or causing a disturbance. I had to tell someone what had happened to me. The clerk listened intently to my story, not blinking, not looking away. When I finished, he got up and walked over to a large filing cabinet. He opened an.
We all know what it was. Just can't say it. Yeah, for YouTube. Since I'm uploading the VOD onto YouTube, YouTube will freaking. YouTube will take me from the back. At least I didn't play a Pokemon game. What? What? What are you? You talking about that one time I played like Pocket Campfire? We don't talk about that. I definitely did not 100% it either. Don't mind me, just freaking outing myself before you get the chance to out me. It's better if I tell people. It's better if I come out. I'm a furry, guys. Hear me out, Lucario. What are we talking about? No. No, I put it on my main YouTube. I just freaking make sure to say VOD in the thing. I can't make a separate channel. I will not make a separate channel.
Is this the man I saw? He asked as he handed me the article. I looked at the clipping and felt my stomach drop. It was him. That was...
Oh, I was about to say, isn't that just you? But no, you're a spy. I gotta remember that. Might have magic again.
Was the man. The clerk sat down across from me and smiled a little bit. You're not the first to have seen it.
Oh, hell no?
That was not the reaction I was expecting. Read the article, he said. The article told the story of a man who had gone away on business and
Let's go.
to discover that his
Been on business.
wife had been cheating on him. Had been cheating on away on business and returned home to discover that his pregnant wife had been.
Did y'all see that? No, did y'all see this freaking shadow? Oh hell no! Y'all see this?
His pregnant wife had been.
Yo! 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 Alright.
Cheating on him and the
Okay,
debate
no.
was his.
Oh, down.
Heartbroken and betrayed, the man checked into the hotel and never left his room. He was heard crying
Okay.
and wailing in heartbreak for 3 days before he finally stopped. When the maid entered his room,
Little did he know, that bitch was dead.
found his body in the bathtub. He
Damn.
had taken his own life,
And the Diddy oil too. Crazy.
drowning himself after ingesting many sleeping pills.
His head wasn't even. His head wasn't underwater. It's like Billie Eilish saying, "I try to scream, but my head is underwater," and it shows her in the sky. Like, what are we talking about?
Is this why you won't let anyone check in on the 8th floor? Because of him? I asked, feeling more at ease knowing that I wasn't crazy. No. The clerk admitted. He's only one of the reasons we don't let anyone check in on the 8th floor.
One?
What do you mean? The clerk just smirked again. See that filing cabinet? Yeah. And that unmarked drawer at the bottom? Yes. I answered again. What of it? That drawer contains every reason we don't let anyone check in on the 8th floor. Ever since this hotel opened in 1873, we've had people die in very unusual ways.
Huh? Oh my god. No.
Always on the 8th floor. That's strange. I commented, feeling a little queasy. What's stranger is the fact that no two deaths were the same. And no two deaths ever took place in the same room. Each room on the 8th floor has housed a tragic death. And each room has been reportedly haunted by the death. Hearing this sent a shiver up my spine. What? How? Are you trying to tell me the 8th floor is cursed?
Yes.
Anyone who checks into a room is going to die or be haunted.
Yes.
The clerk simply bowed his head. It's not just the rooms that have seen death. Maintenance workers have died attempting simple repairs. One man was electrocuted while trying to fix their lamp.
Die.
Another fell down the elevator shaft to his death. A maid was found dead, hanging by her neck at the end of the hallway. I sat transfixed in fear at the story the clerk had just told me, and I didn't know what to believe. But shouldn't we call the police? I saw a body.
It wasn't everybody.
The clerk explained.
Oh, how
Even
no?
the police have seen the bodies, but have never been able to explain the situations. I didn't know what to do. It was late, I was exhausted, and I didn't want to cause any more disturbances. Reluctantly, I returned to my room. I took the elevator and held my breath as the car passed by the sealed-off 8th floor. As I was approaching my room, I noticed something wet on the floor outside my door. It was my cell phone. The one that I had dropped on the 8th floor.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. My group of friends. My group of friends and I are from the hood. We had to live in O Block and had to fight for our lives on the daily. My best friend, Tiddlywinks, got touched by this man named Jamal, who was 8 feet tall, and his slug was as thick as a tree branch. He had to be taken around in a wheelchair. Sorry. That's the Shadows probably definitely. Yep. Both of them. Yep.
My group of friends in high school.
My group of friends in high school. My group of friends in high school. Is there anything y'all want me to say in that voice? Like, not sus. Is there anything? My group of friends. My group of friends in high school. Bro, I would make such a fantastic freaking... Bro, imagine someone just clicked on this stream to get Pokemon. To get a Pokemon stream. And they walk into freaking... His schlong was as big... I'm so sorry. If anyone... Oh god. Oh my god. You sent... Shadow, I hope you know you sent that other message to the wrong thing. You sent it to me, by the way. /day. Alright. My group of friends and I... My group of high school friends, we all played touch each other's schlongs. The man named John Jaquilius is on Velius the 53rd was as thick as this tree right here. What do you mean, oh? Oh, okay. Oh my god. Whoa, man. Whoa, man. Wait. Oh my god. Let me open it up. Oh no. Guys, I might be cooked. I might be cooked. Was 8 feet tall. And his schlong was 8 feet tall. And his schlong was as thick as a tree branch. Bro! Oh, hell no! Bro! Brother! Rubber band watermelon!
Are not what some would call my group of friends in high school.
Why do I sound exactly like it though? I can't say that. Shadow, I can't say that. I can't say that. Shadow. You said it G&G, not me. You said it gang, not me.
Not what some would call the best.
My group of friends in high school all played Pokemon, and we all used... I can't say that.
Friends in high school are not what some would call the best and brightest. We tend to get ourselves into a lot of mischief.
Hello.
The four of us all grew up together in one of the more poverty-stricken neighborhoods of our city. There was Jake, always the schemer. It seemed like he'd spend all day, every day, just cooking up these ideas for us to do.
He's cooking.
Nate was the quietest of our little...
Jesse, we have to cook. Hey, Mr. White, I think I'm in love with you.
Group. He was smaller than all of us, and we gave him a ton of grief for it.
Damn.
However, when he lacked in demeanor, he made up for the willingness to try almost anything. Drew was almost the exact opposite of Nate. He was your typical jock stereotype.
Well, hell no.
Hell, if you were to see him wearing his Letterman jacket, you'd swear he was a walking cliche. He was the largest
Clip what?
in height and physicality. Teachers and students would often question why he debases himself by hanging out with delinquents like us. To which he always replies, "They're my friends." He's not lying when he says that.
Oh, hell no.
Toddlers, we were all 9.
Okay.
Sure, at times we do get him into trouble, but Drew is a super nice, likable guy, and a skilled athlete, so they usually just let him off with a warning. Last but not least, there's myself. I'm never really good at talking about myself, so I apologize if my descriptions are a little vague. My name is Matt, and I guess you could call me a jack of all trades. I had never been very good at one specific thing, but I like to think I'm pretty decent at a few. Like I mentioned before, we're pretty much delinquents. I'm not proud when I say this, but we've done a lot of stupid things. We've stolen from stores, broken into buildings, gotten into numerous fights with other kids. Now, I'm not trying to glorify these bad deeds or make it sound like we'd get into trouble every time we hung out. Those incidents all happened over the span of multiple years, and after getting caught shoplifting from a gas station once, we were all labeled as bad kids for life. That, however, all changed during our junior year summer vacation from school. Jake and I were sitting in his living room playing video games when we overheard his mother talking on the phone. She mentioned something about our old elementary school being shut down so they could merge the school into another one. When we heard this, the grin on
Oh, hell no! Bro, why's he got the Grinch look on? Bro, he's got the you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. He's really
Jake's face was chilling. Like I said, we had broken into places before, but
chilling. It was freaky.
we never break into places with visible security systems in place. And we never break into residential houses. People often owned guns, and it was too great a risk to gamble our lives.
Bro, look at the little girl.
However, abandoned places and open
That little girl, look her grown woman.
yards were fair game. Anyways, Jake came to us one day and mentioned wanting to go to our old elementary school. I just smirked and shook my head, while Drew berated him for his stupid ideas. Nate, however, was ready and willing to go, as always.
Oh, hell no.
Even though Drew and I were both on the fence about going, Jake always seemed to have this way of talking us into doing his bidding.
Of course.
The dude was born with a silver tongue, I swear.
He's just got Riz.
So, against our better judgment, the following night we were all on our way to the school. Our old school was filled with fond memories. Most of them were us sitting in
Why is he so small?
the principal's office, but they were still good. During our walk, we reminisced about the old times and how much fun we had. Before we knew it, we were already at the fence around
Sorry,
the
sir.
school itself. A large sign with a construction company logo was fastened to the outside of the fence. We hopped the fence and crossed the vast field that contained two baseball
who
fields
died?
as well as a playground area. After about 5 minutes of walking, we were all now standing near the back of the school.
Since you're already playing games anyway, why not earn some free rewards while you're at it?
No.
All you need to do is download Bob.
I'd rather jump.
Drew and I both wondered how we
I'm
could
kidding.
decide. We folded our arms and each gave sly glares to Jake, who stood confidently between us. He just returned a smirk of his own and told us to follow him. As we walked,
Are y'all even still watching?
that one of our teachers
Probably not.
always had the same room year after year, and she'd always leave one window unlocked because she enjoyed the breeze. I just laughed at how low the probability was that it'd be unlocked, but I quickly stifled my laugh as the window lifted open with ease.
Hello.
Jake hopped inside first.
So I'm guessing Light just freaking
Drew and I just sighed and
did a shadow clone jutsu.
Standing inside one of your old classrooms in the dark certainly is strange. Although the room had mostly been cleared out, we smiled to each other as we remembered all the time we had spent in this room. We ventured out of the classroom and into the hallway. The strangeness we felt from standing in our old
Maybe.
immediately shifted to an air of uneasiness as we entered the darkened corridor. Before any of us could comment on the creepy surroundings, Jake piped up and told us to split up. He said Nate and
What do we say, guys? White people stuff. Seriously? Know what? I watch way too many black people to do white people things. I'm being honest. I watch too many people of color. Internet Aaron, Internet Mikey, Corey Kenshin, Waka Waka Moon V2, Young Breezy Biscuit, Simba the God, True God, Philly on Mars, CJ the Champ, Eddie VR. That, bro, I would keep counting, but I don't remember all their names. There are so many black people that I watch. NMDDRG, I think his name is MMDDRG. He does like freaking Resident Evil gameplay stuff. Okay.
Himself would go
I must shut up.
while Drew and I went the other. He said to meet us back here in a little while and told us if there was
Okay.
anything interesting. Drew, looking visibly unnerved at being here, didn't say anything. We split up and each made our way down the hall. How our school was set up was like a large yet simple square, with rooms on both sides. There was a second floor, but that was mostly for the higher grades as well as the faculty offices. In the center of this large square was the gymnasium. Drew and I wandered around, casually putting our heads in the random rooms.
I accidentally gave that cop back shots, but okay.
Some desks and debris had been left, but not much else. As Drew and I were leaving one of the rooms, I caught a bit of movement out of the corner of my eye.
I'm just expecting Shadowhunter to say clipped at any moment now.
Adjacent to us. There appeared to be a young kid running away.
Hey!
You should have seen the look on Drew's face when I told him. It was hilarious. And yet, strangely appropriate. We walked towards where I had seen
Yep.
the child.
There it is.
And I tried to joke with Drew to keep his mind off things.
So you didn't hear me say that I accidentally gave that cop back shots?
Drew let out a
Okay, cool.
massive sigh, but his breath instantly re-entered his body when we heard a shriek coming from down the hall. It sounded like Nate. Instantly, Drew and I sprinted down the hallway.
Oop, hold on. Crap.
Linoleum below our feet. We almost slid into a wall of lockers trying to hold
Boom.
our momentum, but when we finally
My head hit the wall.
we
Boom.
glanced over and saw Nate shaking on the floor. We tracked his gaze and saw what it was doing. There was a little boy standing only a few feet from it.
Hold on. I have EDP's phone number. No, that would be little girls. I have what was that guy's name? What was that dude's name? I have James Charles's phone number. Hold on. I'll call James Charles.
The boy couldn't have been more than 8 years old.
Perfect. Pause. I'm sorry.
Clearly off about this.
I'm kidding.
His skin was paper white and had almost translucent hair.
Huh, I don't see it.
His eyes, however, were jet black.
Just like my heart and soul. Cut my life into...
I slowly walked over to Nate
Kick
and
it.
helped him stand up. His entire body shook involuntarily as
Kick
I
it.
tried to steady him. I asked him where Jake was, and he said that he didn't know. Before I could question any further, Drew violently tapped me on the shoulder. I looked over and down the hall we just came from. There were 2 more children.
Kick him!
A little girl and
EDP can get the other one. James, you get the guys.
They both were
You get the guys.
on the wall in front of us, but strangely similar. The unifying feature they all possessed, however, were those empty black eyes. What was most jarring to me was how they were moving.
Finally. Finally. It took forever, but it's finally back. Okay, let me put this in the watch later thing. Or, let me save that. Save to watch later. No, hold on. Stream. Create. There, so that's added for the streams when I watch stuff on the streams. I'm gonna close it. Alright, I'm gonna close it. Accidentally. Oh, wait, let me reopen it. Light, are you back yet? Cut my life in pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Oh, hell no. Oh, I accidentally freaking pinned a message. Alright. Alright, Shadow, what did you freaking clip this time? Window capture. I accidentally gave that caught back shots, is it okay? Oh no. Okay, is it gonna freaking share the screen? Accidentally. There it is. Alright, now y'all can see it. I accidentally gave that caught back shots, is it okay? Accidentally in quotation marks was dirty. That's dirty, man. That's dirty, that's dirty, that's dirty. No. Alright, let me freaking extendotron this. Oh no, it's off centered. It's annoying me too. But let's see. After I open these, I'm gonna end the stream and I'm going to do some farming off camera. Get rid of the rest of my eggs. Because I need like 13 to 12. I need like 13 shinies to get every single one of the dragon types with the shiny. Okay. Okay, we're good on that. Come on. Come on. God, give me strength. 3 more eggs left to open. That DRAXEE is gonna have to sit in there and get ramsacked for another couple months. Oh no. I think I have one left. More left? Yeah. Kick him? Kick him! Kick him! Kick him! Guys, I'm so happy right now, I could just strangle it. Pause! Oh my god, bruh. I can't say anything without getting clipped. Two hours. Yup. Alright, let me freaking shrink this again. Let's go. What do you mean? What do you mean, let's go? Slash A, hello? Wanna be yours, I wanna be. Oh my god. No way, yeah. Oh my god. Let me pull this up. Go up. Window capture. Go up. Speed dial. Yes, I used the freaking Stanley MOV background. Also, before as I'm doing this, join the Discord. Link is in the description of the YouTube video for the VODs. Hit the follow. Follow me on Twitter at Stopper8. Please leave a like and a subscribe button on the video. Let's see. Oh no, this is accidentally again. It opened accidentally. Open this one.
There were 2 more children.
Kick him! VP can get the other one. James, you get the guys. You get the guys. That's insane. The double team with the freaking PDFs is crazy. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Stopper8. You guys can follow me here. Please, it's absolutely free. Join the Discord, discord.gg. Absolutely nothing. I'm not gonna do another one, dude. Fine, I'll watch the last one. Guys, I'm so happy right now, I could just strangle it. The Pokemon! It was the Pokemon! The Pokemon! Please leave a like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Stopper8. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/thestopper57. Yes, absolutely sure, Shadowhunter. Join the Discord, link is in the description. I don't have a twitch.tv/StanleyMOV yet, sadly. It's also linked in the description of the Twitch channel as well. All of my socials, including my Blue Sky. When Twitter falls after Elon Musk gets deported. I'm kidding. Please, it's a joke. Elon, it's a joke. Elon. Well, yeah. Till next time. Peace.